All right. Well, since we're on the topic of money,
Okay.
this is something that is, kind of concerning. Our good friend Mark Miller sent this story over, and I read it, and it's just the sign of the times.
Okay.
Whether you believe in the Bible or not, whether you have any religious affiliation, whether you think it's a bunch of malarkey or not, there is a passage in the Bible, Revelation 13, 16, and 17, talks about the mark of the beast.
Okay.
And the Bible passage goes, this is the King James Version, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name. So basically what it's saying is, unless you have the mark, you can't buy shit. You can't bank. You can't buy groceries. You can't go shopping. You can't do anything. That's kind of how I interpret that.
So ultimately, you have to sell your soul in order to survive.
Yes. Well, here's something that cropped up. This is not a new technology, but it's becoming more and more prevalent. Thousands of Swedes are getting microchip IDs inserted into their hand to swipe into homes, offices, concerts, and even to access social media.
Okay.
More than 4,000 Swedish people have a tiny microchip embedded in their hand. It's an implant that lets them enter buildings, access concerts, and share by way of social media. The procedure costs about $180, and the chip is the size of a grain of rice. Several companies in Sweden offer the service to their employees for free.
Well,
more than 4,000 Swedes are being implanted with a microchip that contains details about their identity. The miniature technology bypasses the need for cash, tickets, access cards, and even social media. Biohax, BIOHAX, International is a market leader in the innovative industry and has captured public imagination since it started 5 years ago. Some people argue the convenience gained from the procedure by the so-called body hackers do not outweigh the risk of their private data. So people are willing to have convenience over concerns of their safety.
are you surprised by this?
No, not at all. But this is where we've come in our society. It's just like, well, I don't care if I'm compromised, just as long as it's easy.
Yeah, well, that's part of the breakdown of civilization. Now nobody wants to do shit. Now nobody wants to do, we're being trained that you don't even have to work. You don't have to go and get a job. You'll get a participation trophy. Well, all you have to do is do what you're supposed to do for participation. Yep. In this case, you want a participation trophy? Put a thing in your fucking hand, and then we'll let you participate.
Right.
Same shit.
In June of 2017, SJ Rail, the Swedish train operator, announced that around 100 people were using microchips to pay for their journey. Commuters with a microchip in their hand are able to have their ticket loaded directly onto the device. The train conductor can then read the chip with a smartphone to confirm the passenger has paid for their journey. This was one of the most widespread and mainstream uses of the technology, and it's been seen to be adopted by a plethora of forward-thinking companies. Everybody's doing it, dude.
Yeah, so we should too.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? You're not hip, man. We got a chip.
Yeah, fuck that.
Microchipping has been adopted by professional social media platform LinkedIn.
People are doing this to be on LinkedIn?
Well, they said that they can access social media via this chip.
Is it that hard to remember a fucking password?
I don't know. Sylvia Varsiga, 28, said the chip has basically solved my problems. Touching an event attendee's smartphone will allow the information to be transferred without the need for typing.
Ooh.
Several Swedish firms are implanting their employees with microchips under their skin, which can be used to replace keys, credit cards, and train tickets.
Yeah, I'll pass on this.
Well, it's that's what I'm saying. The mark of the beast, man.
Yeah, I don't know that's why I'll pass on it. I just don't want my hand fucking rotting off because they haven't fucking figured it out yet. Honestly, I whatever with the mark of the beast. It is, it isn't. Whatever.
Well, again, it's there's a parallel there.
No, I get it. I mean, I get that's the big fear, and that's why you will have to go through civil war to make this a fucking mandate here in the United States anyway.
Well, I don't know, with people voluntarily voting for socialists in our government.
Yeah.
I mean, that dumbbell over there in New York, that Cortez chick, she got elected. And that Gillum guy down in Florida, he almost got elected.
Yeah, and that Muslim lady, too, that Islamic lady, that as soon as she got in, she just completely changed her tune and said, okay, now I'm, anti-Israel?
Yeah, of course.
She hadn't been in a week and said, okay, I'm changing my stance.
Yeah, hi, fooled you, now I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in now. You're stuck with me for 4 years, even though I lied to you.
Right. The small implants use near-field communications technology, the same as in contactless credit cards or mobile payments.
Right.
When activated by a reader a few centimeters or inches away, a small amount of data flows between the two devices by way of electromagnetic waves. Mm-hmm. The implants are passive, meaning they contain information that other devices can read, but cannot read information themselves. Near-field communications has contactless bank cards and London's Oyster card, suggesting it could be used further afield one day. Miss Varzegi, whatever her name is, said, when another phone reads the chip, they see the link and they can open it in their phone browser. The futuristic project has not been without its hiccups and also has generated concerns over passenger privacy. When it was launched last year, one flaw in the system meant that the rail staff would sometimes be shown a passenger's LinkedIn profile instead of their ticket information. While the scheme is currently only available in Sweden, the country's travel system uses the same near-field communication as a contactless bank card and London's Oyster card, suggesting it could be used further afield one day. The electronic tags are about the size of a grain of rice and are implanted by way of a syringe into the back of their hand, often above the thumb.
I know this. When this finally does start to take hold, you are going to see a lot of rich people being mugged and getting their hands cut off. People just fucking cut the whole goddamn hand and then steal their money.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. That's how it'll be, is criminals will fucking cut somebody's hand off and they'll have some kind of reader or something that can take, quickly withdraw like $3 million to some offshore bank somewhere.
Yeah.
To some Bitcoin.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Bitcoin. Several companies in Sweden already offer the service to their employees, often for free, to help them quickly enter the building or pay for cafeteria food.
Okay.
Swedish firm Epicenter hit the headlines in April for offering RFID implants to employees. The startup offers workers microchips the size of a grain of rice that function as swipe cards to open the doors, operate the printers, or buy smoothies with a wave of the hand. The injections have become so popular that workers at Epicenter hold parties for those willing to get implanted.
That's great.
Yeah. Come on, join us. Join us. We're a cult.
We're the cool ones.
Yeah, join us.
I'll pass.
But experts say that the ethical dilemma will become bigger and more sophisticated the microchip has become. The technology in itself is not new. Such chips were used as virtual collar plates for pets. Companies use them to track deliveries, but it's never been used to tag employees on a broad scale before. Epicenter and a handful of other companies are the first to make chip implants broadly available. And as with most new technology, it raises security and privacy issues.
Aren't we already sort of chipped with our fucking phones?
Yeah, but you don't have to carry your phone if you don't want to.
No, but anymore, who doesn't?
That is true, but but the point is, and your point is correct, but you could put your phone aside or not own one.
No, you can, but I mean, dude, there's so, even in your car, you know, your car is chipped these days. I mean, your car can be Bluetoothed, you know, just as quickly. And I know even with, you know, with my phone, like yesterday, I picked up groceries yesterday from Walmart, and, you know, I do the Walmart grocery. And when I got there, my phone lights up and it says, which parking space are you in? So it knew I was there. It just didn't know which space I was in. You know, and that was without me pushing a button. I just got a text that said, which parking space are you in, 1 through 6? And you push 1, and then the fucking girl comes out with your food.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're chipped. No, you're already chipped. I mean, you may not have it in your hand necessarily, but you've already got it. You know, you've already got it to get food or to get movie tickets, or, you know, when I went to Jason Mewes the other day, I didn't have anything printed out. I fucking went up to the door and showed him my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And she fucking handed me my tickets. You know, it's just we're already there. That's my point, is maybe it's not injected into your hand, but we're voluntarily doing it anyway.
Right, I agree.
And everybody is. Dude, I know you're probably not one of them, but I am definitely one of them. If I go somewhere and I forget my phone, 99.9% chance I'm turning the fuck around, no matter how far away I am.
Right.
I honestly, I told you, I went for the first time in a long, long time on my birthday. I forgot my phone. And I mean, that was probably the first time in years that I had forgotten my phone. And I'm not going to say I didn't have a good time, but there were definitely moments that I was like, let me check I don't have it. you know, I'm like that. I'm wired like that now.
Yeah.
And I think most people are.
Yeah, because you're dependent on it now.
Well, I am. It's my business.
It's your crack phone.
It is, dude. It totally is. I do all my business on it. I do all my socializing on it. Basically, everything in my life is surrounded by this fucking iPhone.
Yeah.
You know, it branches to other shit, whether it's my TV or my, you know, whatever else I'm doing. But everything, my schedule, my shopping, my everything gets done on my phone now. Everything. So, you know what? I've already got the mark of the beast. I just voluntarily put it in my fucking pocket.
Yep, that's right. You do.
Mm-hmm. And I think most people are in that basket. They just don't admit to it.
Well, that's true. Well, that also, you know, contributes, or, you know, is attributed to that article we talked about a few weeks ago about the rise of the dumb phones.
Oh, yeah.
That people are ditching their smartphones and their iPhones and just getting the basic phone that takes calls, or you make calls with it, and that's it.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. I mean, that's such a small number. I mean, I know there's more and more people doing it, but at any given time, what's that ever going to be? 100,000 people?
Well, I don't know, but my point is that there are people out there who do have those concerns.
Yeah, are you one of them?
No, I'm not one of them, but I'm not relying on my phone either.
Yeah,
I'm not relying on it. I text a few times on it. I make a few phone calls, and that's it.
But you don't leave it at home.
Well, no, I don't leave it at home all the time, but if I left home without it, it wouldn't bother me.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do that.
See, that's the difference, is I can leave home without it and not give it a second thought.
Yeah. See, I get in the car, and I automatically go to listen to stuff before I even fucking pull out of the driveway. You know, I have to be connected to my phone. Dude, I hate to say it because I'm such a fucking douche with this, but the only time I'm not actively using my phone, I think, is the walk from my door to my car. That's the only time my phone is just completely oblivious to my use. And sometimes not even then, because sometimes I'll turn off my car, like if I'm coming in from the car and I'm listening to a podcast, I'll turn off my car, but then I'll start playing so that I can keep listening to it as I walk in from the fucking car. I am the worst.
Yeah.
I am every example of fucking technology overload you can possibly have.
Epicenter and a handful of other companies are the first to make the chip implants broadly available. And as with most new technology, it raises security and privacy issues. While biologically safe, the data generated by the chip can show how often an employee comes to work and what they buy. Unlike company swipe cards or smartphones, which can generate the same data, a person cannot easily separate themselves from the chip, which is what we were just talking about.
Right.
The implants were first used in 2015, initially confidentially before they were later rolled out. While concerns have been raised over potential personal data violations, many Swedes are favoring convenience over their privacy. 28-year-old Ulrika had a microchip injected in her hand that allows her to enter her workplace without the need for her security card. She said she is not concerned over the potential hacking of the data stored in the chip. I don't think our current technology is enough to get chip hacked, she told AFP, but I may think about this again in the future. I could always take it out then. To enter into her workplace, the media agency Mindshare, Miss Selsing simply waves her hand on a small box and types in a code before the door opens. It was fun to try something new and to see what one could use for it to make life easier in the future. Microchip implants are not new in Sweden, and thousands already have them, using devices to swipe in and out of the office and even pay for food.
Dude, here's what my big concern would be with this shit. You ever get like a more than a splinter, but less than just a bigger splinter, like a sliver of wood or something in your foot or in your hand or something?
Yeah, I've had that.
Your fucking whole goddamn hand is fucked until you get it out of there.
Right.
Now, how in the fuck are they going to avoid that?
I don't know.
How are they going to avoid that?
I don't really know the answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How are you going to, if you get just the slightest thing in your hand, it makes your whole hand all fucked up. But
maybe it's the entry wound that does it.
Maybe. I don't know. The whole thing just sounds stupid to me. I mean, is it coming? Probably, but whatever. I'll be dead by the time this is fucking reality.
Swedish citizens have long accepted the sharing of their personal details. The country has a track record for sharing of personal information, which may have helped ease the microchip's acceptance. So that's where it is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Personal details in the Scandinavian state are registered by the Social Security system with other administrative bodies. It is possible for people to find out each other's salaries through a quick phone call to the tax authority. Mr. Lieberton said, in Sweden, people are very comfortable with technology, and I would say there is less resistance to new technology here than most other places. Some experts have urged caution with the burgeoning microchipping scene. Ben Lieberton, a microbiologist at Max 4 Laboratory in Swedish city of Lund, which provides x-rays for research, told AFP, at the moment, the data collected and shared by implants is small, but it's likely that it will increase. The more data is stored in a single place, as could happen with a chip, the more risk it could be used against us. If the chip can one day detect a medical problem, who finds out and when? He added that the chip implants could cause infections or reactions of the immune system.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. So there you are. So there's.
I wonder too. How long will it be till somebody monetizes this? Where it'll be like, well, hey, if you pay only
with the chip,
yeah, if you've got the chip, we'll give you access to our app or our whatever for only $70 one-time fee.
Right. Or you get a 10% discount on your purchase.
Yeah, I don't mean on purchase. I mean, like, it'll be used to keep you away from using something. I'll just use Facebook as an example, although Facebook will be long since dead by the time this is popular. But couldn't you see a company like Facebook saying, well, you could get access to Facebook through your chip, and you get access to this special area of Facebook if you just pay this one-time fee of $70, and then you can upload it to your chip.
Right.
I mean, I could see this being abused for financial gain really easily.
Well, the only other concern I have, being that I'm old school and crusty and old and I can't grasp technology, a majority of my purchases that I make, I use cash. I carry cash. I don't use cards. I don't swipe. I don't do this, which I've been ridiculed for. Oh, that's so old school. Geez, I've never seen anyone pay cash like that before.
Right.
But my concern, is this ability to be shut off.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, and this goes back to the earlier topic we were talking about, your political stance, your social stance, whatever it is. If things become tyrannical, and I'm not necessarily talking about the government specifically, but possibly, you never know. Right. If you have digital currency only, and you don't have the ability to have cash, well, we need to get this fugitive because he's run afoul of not getting the chip. So, we're going to shut off your banking and shut you off from any kind of ability to buy, sell, and trade.
Yeah, but if they do that, they're going to shut off cash anyway.
Well, no. What I mean though is if we went to a cashless society.
Oh, sure.
You wouldn't have the ability to do anything.
Sure. No, I agree. Unless you have bullets. Bullets are always going to be king.
Yeah.
Bullets are always going to always have more value than cash.
Right.
Because you can they can turn off all the systems, but if you can put a bullet in somebody's head, believe me, you can eat for the night.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that ability. That's why I will say till my dying day, keep bullets.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's kind of interesting that we have sheeple in this world that are just willing to line up and go, yeah, give me the chip. It'll make my life easier because life is so difficult to remember to pay my bill or have cash or have your credit card to buy your donut or your Starbucks or whatever the fuck. Here, just swipe my hand.
Yeah, I need to be able to swing my hand in front of my computer to get to my LinkedIn page.
Right.
The fuck out of here.
Well, again, this is this whole dumbing down, and I'm just too busy to be bothered with that. I need convenience.
Yeah. Aren't you glad you're not going to be around for this shit?
Yeah. It's to me, it's very disconcerting.
Feel bad for my kids because they're going to have to find their way through this fucking map of stupidity.
Yeah. But as long as we have other people in this world that that go, oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Why not? Man, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Henry Lee Summer fan in the chat room is probably dead right too. The hip hop community will sell it to the masses. Probably right. It'll be some fucking some song. I got chipped, nigga.
Yeah.
And it'll be popular. It'll be Nicki Minaj telling them how she got chipped in that big fat ass of hers, and now it's made her life easier.
I don't know, man. It is a concern. It is concerning. I don't know that there's anything you can do about it. Obviously, I mean, if it's inevitable, it's going to happen. But you're going to have the resistance out there who will not go by that, and those are the people who they're going to go, well, we're going to shut off your finances. You're not going to be able to get money. You're not going to be able to have this because you're not, capitulating
right
to the new way of doing things.
But again, that'll primarily be the religious right, I would think, right?
Or people who are anti-establishment, anti-government.
Yeah,
they don't necessarily have to be religious. They just don't believe. They're the people who join the militias and have the resistance movements, and they live up in the hills of Montana.
Sure, and the commonality between all of them, heavily armed.
Yeah, they have guns.
They're ready to fucking fight for it and die for it.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's what it's going to take to fully push this through. That's what it's going to take is a mass slaughter, and there's no other way around it because people will fight that. All the religious kooks will be like, "You're not giving me the mark of the beast," and they'll die and take people with them before they will just fucking put their hand out and take a fucking syringe.
Yeah.
They will, and the militia people are certainly not going to do that.
No, they'll die first.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes dying's not the worst thing, man.
Well, it's better to die than to live without hope, right?
Yeah, that's what the mass philosopher of all time, Mr. Don Dokken, once said.
That's exactly right. All right, well, since we're talking about that, I think we'll get into a couple tunes, and I don't think a better way to end this would be playing some Iron Maiden, some Number of the Beast.
All right, sounds good.
All right, well, here it is. Iron Maiden going out on tour for the Number of the Beast. What is it called? The Legacy Tour?
Of the Beast.
The Legacy of the Beast.
That's right.
So, Iron Maiden back out on the road. I'm going to assume that they're going to probably play Number of the Beast in its entirety or something like that.
I don't know what they're doing. I know the tickets are fucking retardedly expensive.
Well, of course they are.
So I, of course, will not be going.
Yeah. All right, well, here it is. It's Iron Maiden exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Nico McBrain, extraordinaire, wonderful, handsome-looking drummer, best one in any rock and roll band, and you are listening to me on the Classic Metal Show.